Hello and welcome to Backseat Blackout. We are putting on our deerstalker caps and cracking out the magnifying glass as we delve into the mystery of Project 2020. Set on an island like no other, the frill capital of the United Kingdom, Thorpe Park beholds the greatest mythological phenomenon known to mankind. Project MMXX or Project Zero or Project Please Build an RMC so we can shut up and pester Alton Towers again. Please. Now don't get me wrong, I would love a massive 200 foot plus RMC hypercoaster as much as the next geek, but let's be realistic here. Let's take apart all that we know regarding Project 2020, take a detailed look at all the possible locations, speculate and decipher what we could be seeing next at Thorpe Park, because these guys have been suspiciously cryptic, and whether it's intentional or not, it is well worth digging deep for. Well, first let's go way back to 2010 when Thorpe Park submitted an official medium-term development plan. Basically a mapping of the next several or so years at the park from that point. As you can probably see, there are two proposed coasters at the top of this plan, and that's exactly what we're going to look at. So we have Coaster 1, which you may now know as the ever popular B&M wing coaster, the Swarm. Looking carefully here, you will notice the finished product isn't too far off from the MTDP, minus the fast food restaurant. Obviously at this stage the layout doesn't look quite right, and the max height states 50 metres, which works out around 164 feet. Wait, was the Swarm originally planned to be this tall? Could we have had a gatekeeper sized wing coaster? Who knows? What we really want to look at though is Coaster 2. Located just beyond the Swarm Island is a proposed site for Coaster 2, which we have yet to see crop up in reality. If you look beyond the entrance to the Swarm, you'll see a path that kinda just ends there with a temporary looking steel gate. They are definitely planning to develop here in the future, and this is a very likely spot for their next major coaster. Now if Coaster 2 is still in the woodworks, I doubt we'll be seeing a hypercoaster or anything of that scale. The footprint is roughly the same size as the Swarm, with a high point zone stating 40 metres, which is only 131 feet. But plans change all the time, so don't take these plans as gospel. That being said, I could really see a B&M flying coaster on the lines of Manta at SeaWorld Orlando here, or a large GCI following the success of Wicker Man. There is also an alternative site for Coaster 2, but considering the Shark Hotel has since been built in this area, it is doubtful this space will be used anytime soon. Whilst on the subject of GCI, I think this could be a very likely choice for Thorpe Park's next big coaster. Let's be fair, Wicker Man at Alton Towers was quite a resounding success. It was a coaster stripped back from any true gimmicks and managed to be a hit with the crowds. It was solid proof that wood can still be good from a marketing standpoint, and also with the revival of Colossus at Heidi Park, I believe Merlin have the itch to build even more. Now I know this isn't 100% confirmed, but there is a chance that Merlin signed a 3 coaster deal with GCI, which increases the likelihood of one of these at Thorpe Park. Even more interestingly, Thorpe Park are no stranger to GCI. There was originally a mid-sized GCI wooden coaster planned for 2009, which would have interacted with Loggers Leap. This coaster was set to reach a height of 88 feet and have a twister style layout with pops of airtime throughout. However, saw the ride was built in this area instead for 2009. Would have you preferred them to build a GCI? Let us know in the comments below. I think we all know by now the fate of Loggers Leap. A few months ago, Thorpe Park announced that Loggers Leap wouldn't be returning and is set to be demolished very soon. This attraction had a very large footprint, and with the removal of Slammer and also the stretch of land along Monk's Walk, there is potential for quite a large coaster. So this leaves us with 2 possible sites for Thorpe Park's next major attraction. Okay, I understand that Thorpe Park has a tendency to toy with us enthusiasts. They like to get us talking. Remember that Project Zero? I'm sure most avid Thorpe Park fanatics remember this trailer. This got so many people hyped. Whilst there had no direct link to Thorpe Park, aside from some similar visual cues, people were tearing this trailer apart to bits in hope for some juicy upcoming coaster info. Even Thorpe Park themselves were playing along, adding zeros into their tweets, trying to gauge even more of a reaction. In the end, this turned out to be a tease for a scare attraction completely unrelated to Thorpe Park. We fooled ourselves, how about that? Oh yeah, and there was this. Back when Zombie Hunt opened last year, these mysterious looking posters popped up saying CHIP 7760. What could this mean? This was another little thing we analysed to death, guessing it was some kind of hint or indication regarding an upcoming attraction at Thorpe, only to fool ourselves yet again, as these are nothing but codes and numbers for the staff relating to the queue time system. There is something, however, that still baffles me to this day, and it's the significance of 2020. Before I continue, I'm fully aware there hasn't been any plan submitted for anything in 2020, and yes, chances are very slim that a major development will set to open for the 2020 season because of this, but I'm not going to disregard the fact that there is still a possibility, whether it's due for the end of that year or postponed until 2021, that something big is coming, and I'm going to tell you why I think that. So first, Merlin work on a planned investment cycle, which usually follows a pattern of a low, then medium, then high investment for each of their major parks. For example, the Swarm opened in 2012, which was a high level investment. Then Derren Brown opened in 2016, which was the following high level investment. 2020 sounds just about right for another high level investment, if not 2021. In 2017, Thorpe Park presented this image of Dubai's Maiden Bridge at South Park's Summer Sizzler event. As you can see here, 2020 is the highlight subject, which may be purely coincidental, but who knows. Whilst I don't think the Maiden Bridge represents anything regarding a possible theme, it's easy to appreciate how this looks like a coaster. Just look at the sides of the bridge. In actual fact, I believe this image is just a metaphor relating to the road to 2020. With that being said, why 2020? And quite possibly my favourite of all the cryptic clues is this hidden sign stating MMXX equals ? This was found between the Nemesis Inferno exit and service road nearby the Blair Witch Project site. If you're a big Final Fantasy geek like me, I'm sure you'll recognise that MMXX stands for 2020 in Roman numerals. This also popped up again earlier in the year on TheJackSilkstone's winter update video. Check that out on the card above. But again, this could be Thorpe Park toying with us like it's some kind of sick and twisted joke. But I digress. Let's summarise, as I'm sure both you and me are getting a headache from all this chronic speculation. Right then. So I believe we have two possible locations, one being behind Swarm Island and the other being RIP Loggers Leap, with potential to stretch up to Rumba Rapids. What I would love to see at Thorpe Park is an RMC of course, but it may be more likely for them to build a GCI, given Wickerman's success and Thorpe's past interest in the company. In terms of height constraints, I'm unsure they will build above 200 feet, but it would be nice to see something towards that height in the park, given all the coasters barring Stealth sitting around the 100-foot mark. And I'm guessing we could see something open, maybe not next year, but definitely 2021. Watch this space. Heck, we may not even get a coaster at all. No one knows what will happen, but there is nothing stopping us from speculating and sharing what we would like to see from Thorpe Park in the future. And that is exactly what we've got you guys to do, so thanks for sending these in, guys, and comment below what you would like to see also. Let's get that hype train rolling.
Hey, so Old Town, yes, definitely needs a new coaster. I'm saying an RMC in Loggers Leap because it's as if cowboys went to fight in Old Town and then left to go to another town because that town was too boring to actually have a fight in. So yeah, RMC in Loggers Leap's area, please. You know, you can build a complete new complex, have like a secondary mega store, you know. Have one for like Old Town to actually give it life and get people to actually go there. Because since Lama and Loggers Leap closed, that place has been looking dusty. So yeah, an RMC in Loggers Leap is my suggestion.
Hi, I'm Nikki from Lush Coasters, and I think that Thorpe Park could do with a Gerslauer.
So, what would I like to see from Thorpe Park as their next big improvement? It would definitely be a new coaster, because we definitely need one of them, and it would either be an RMC hybrid, that's 200 foot plus, or an RMC Raptor coaster. Pretty much, if it's from RMC, and it gives good airtime and great forces, I'll be happy.
Hello, Theme Park Squib here, and what I would like to see at Thorpe Park next would be a wooden coaster on the site of Loggers Leap. After Wickerman was launched last year, it has really relaunched the wooden coasters in the UK, and I think the general public as well as enthusiasts would enjoy it.
Hi Chris, my name is Joe, and personally I would love to see something like the Beast in Thorpe Park, you know, from Kings Island, as I do like wooden roller coasters, especially with the introduction of the Wickerman, you know, something like that would be amazing at Thorpe Park, and I don't know, just be a good addition.
I can really see Thorpe going all out and doing a massive Woody. Just imagine that. That just sounds wrong, doesn't it? Massive Woody. Terrible puns. Never mind. But yeah, go on. We'll have a massive GCI Woody. Why not? That'll do.
I know Thorpe Park have been working on a lot of different kind of thrills over recent years, particularly this season for their 40th birthday, but the attraction I'd most like to see next is a roller coaster. Bit of an obvious answer, but it's been 7 years since we were blessed with the Swarm and the people are ready. I would love it to be a wooden roller coaster. Again, I know that's a really obvious answer, but I just feel like it's what's missing. The Wicker Man blew my socks off, and I would love something similar at Thorpe, as it is my home park.
It's Scott from Black Sheep Blackout, who also with Sophie here, and Jack. Joe. There, he's there. And Joanne there. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this roller coaster for Thorpe Park. And yeah, I'd love to be a roller coaster. I'd absolutely love it. Sadler's Brewery, the best, but my favourite, Foster's. I love it. Just like Vears Blackout, but inside it, so the barrels. I'd love Cathy Foster's. I'd love it. I'd absolutely. It'd be cracking, mate. And you just sit in the Cathy Foster's and just launch off, and all the beer would fly out the back. You just go around corners, like about 11 corkscrews. Absolutely awesome. It would be amazing. And in the shop, guess what they're going to sell? Foster's. You got it right. Foster's. They're going to sell Foster's in the shop. Cracking time. See you in a bit, mate.
Hi, this is Taylor from Thinking Theme Parks on YouTube, and what do I want to see at Thorpe Park? Well, that is an RMC or GCI wooden coaster in the area of Old Town, perhaps themed to something to do with Loggers Leap. So maybe something to do with a mining/logging company.
Hi guys, personally I'd really like to see a mixture between a family and a thrill coaster, because Thorpe Park don't seem to be able to decide what they want to do. Obviously they've got the timber tugboat ride coming in, and that is a family ride, very family ride. And also they've got their large scale thrill coasters, and Walking Dead's a bit of an in-between, but I'd really like to see something like what we'd like to see at Pleasure Beach, a Max Spinner or something. So yeah, between a family and a thrill coaster.
Hello, Airtime John here, you're alright. So what would I like to see at Thorpe Park next? Well, I've been thinking about it a lot the past 30 seconds, and I've got to say an RMC would be amazing, but for me, and the way I feel about Shambhala, as you all know, and you know, other hyper coasters, it's got to be a superb, smooth, fast, airtime filled B&M hyper. Oh, what do you reckon, Theo? He's not bothered. Prefers flats.
I would like to see, as Thorpe Park's next major attraction, probably want to see some, like everyone wants to see a hypercoaster, but everyone also wants to see a RMC. So why don't they do a hyper RMC with the most inversions on any wooden coaster in the world? I think that would be pretty cool.
What is going on, Backseat Blackout? It's Connor from Paynefull Vlogs. From Thorpe Park, the one ride I'd like to see at the park is a new dark ride. The closest thing we have to that at the moment is Darren Brown's Ghost Train, and we all consider that the same as Marmite. Take it easy, guys.
Hi Chris, Aiden here, and what I'd want for Thorpe Park's new coaster is either an RMC or a B&M Hypercoaster. I think the RMCs are airtime filled, enjoyable, and it's really good how you can put inversions in a wooden coaster. On the other hand though, I think that B&M Hypercoasters are airtime filled, enjoyable, and pretty intense actually. Thank you for the photo op at Alton Towers, and I'll see you soon.
Well, I personally think that a B&M Hyper would be the more realistic option for Thorpe Park. I know everyone wants an RMC, but I think what Thorpe Park really needs at the moment is a B&M Hyper. I think it would go well in Loggers Leap area, and if it worked its way back around Nemesis Inferno back towards the Old Town. But it's Thorpe Park, so it's probably not going to happen in the next 10 years. But there's nothing wrong with wishful thinking now, is there?
They should beat the 14 loop roller coaster. Like, they should maybe have a 16 loop roller coaster, a 20 loop roller coaster. Imagine that, 20 loop roller coaster. I would definitely go on that.
So, what do I think will be Thorpe Park's next major attraction? Well, after the recent announcement of Loggers Leap being permanently removed from the park, I think the only thing suitable would be a new water coaster coming to Thorpe Park. I think this would be suitable, as Thorpe Park is a whole theme park based around the idea of it being on an island, and obviously Loggers Leap was a log flume, so I think water coaster would be amazing as it's another water attraction. This coaster would need good theming, following on from Wicker Man at Alton Towers and the recent addition of Rum and the Broom at Chessington. They both have amazing theming, and this new water coaster would have to follow on from that.
So what would we like to see at Thorpe Park? I'd love to see an RMC of some form. I don't know whether they could fit a full-size RMC in, but something like a Raptor would be really good. T-Rex might be a stretch, but a Raptor like Wonder Woman Golden Lasso at Six Flags Texas, I think that would be amazing at Thorpe Park. And just to say that we've got one in the UK, as there's very little of them around, so yeah, an RMC Raptor.
Hello there, I think for Thorpe's next new attraction, couple of thoughts. I think Thorpe desperately needs some new flat rides. I think the ones that they've got at Thorpe are getting quite old, especially Samurai. I'd like to see a new coaster open. I'd love to see an RMC in the UK. Can't see that happening. Maybe I'd go for a B&M Hyper at Thorpe. It's been a long while since our last coaster opened at Thorpe.
Thanks for watching, guys, and joining in if you sent a clip. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, smash subscribe for more content like this, and flick the bell to keep up to date. Top left is our latest video, bottom left is a random video, and don't hit that like button because Half-Life 3 will come out before Thorpe drop a new coaster. Boom, I'm saying it, boy.